Good evening, Miss Puerto Rico.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good. How about you?
Good too, thank you. Here's my question for you. What important lesson could young girls learn from watching beauty pageants?
I think the most important lesson anyone watching beauty pageants should learn is to be themselves. There's nothing better than expressing who you are in front of the whole world, like beauty queens usually do. If you are yourself, you can pursue anything in the world.
So, who are you?
Well, my name is Carla Victoria Ponte. I am 19 years old. I am a finance student and a pre-law student. I am a soccer player for my Puerto Rico's national team.
Wow.
And my message to the world is that if the future of humanity and our Mother Earth is at risk, it shouldn't be necessary to wait for a catastrophic disaster in order to take protective actions through simple methods like reducing, reusing, recycling, rethinking, and most importantly, respecting.
What would you sacrifice to win the Miss Earth crown?
Excuse me?
What would you sacrifice to win the Miss Earth crown?
Oh, I have given my all in order to be here. I mean, not just to win the crown, but to have the exposure I need to get my message out there. That is my real purpose in this pageant, to have a voice and to let the world know the importance of the environment. My advocacy started out by educating young children and adults about prevention and the importance of taking care of Mother Earth. But then hurricanes hit up my island and it had to be interrupted. So now I am completely devoted to the rebirth of my island, reconstructing houses, reforesting, and stuff like that.
How are the rehabilitation efforts going on in Puerto Rico right now?
Thank God we have received a lot of help, but still, Puerto Rico remains in a critical status right now. Roads remain intransitable, our natural reserves have been completely destroyed. There's no communication, there's no internet, there's no power service, there's no water. So unfortunately, we're still recuperating.
This is responding to earthquake, right?
Yes.
In Puerto Rico, granted the fact that you've been suffering because of the hurricane, if you have a message to your citizens, Puerto Ricans, to rise up, what would it be?
Well, my country, like many other countries, have been suffering the consequences of taking for granted what our Mother Earth has to offer. So right now, my message to my people will be to rethink about everything that has been happening and rise in an eco-friendly way. To be resilient and to make a negative situation into a positive one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Puerto Rico. Okay. A question?
Good afternoon, Miss Venezuela. Would you say that Venezuela and the Philippines would have the same problems in terms of the drug addiction that the government is trying to address?
Pienso que en Venezuela y las Filipinas tienen el mismo problema de los adictos de droga.
Todo el mundo está atravesando una situación difícil en cuanto al tema de la droga.
I think the whole world right now is facing a big problem when you're talking in terms of drugs.
Pero para eso, todas las naciones están trabajando en pro a su mejoría.
But for that reason, all the countries are working together to solve this problem.
Pero lo más importante, más que los entes gubernamentales,
But more important than this is
entes gubernamentales, que las políticas,
but more important than the politics
es fomentar los valores de nuestros niños
is giving very high values to our children. It all starts with your family and children.
para atacar de raíz este problema. Para atacar este problema,
To combat this problem, it's very important instilling important values in your children.
Venezuela. Okay, Venezuela is known to be a powerhouse in pageantry. In your opinion, how relevant is physical beauty actually achieving tangible goals to preserving the environment.
So, dice que Venezuela es uno de los países más importantes en la región actual. ¿Quieres saber? Can you repeat the last part about physical beauty and?
So how relevant is physical beauty in actually achieving tangible goals for environmental solutions?
Que brevemente para explicar cómo tú crees que eso es correlado con para proteger el ambiente.
Ok, la belleza es una entrada muy importante para llegar a la humanidad,
I believe beauty is very important to humanity,
pero la inteligencia es lo que llega a la humanidad.
but the intelligence is really what takes us to the next level.
Las venezolanas utilizamos nuestra belleza,
Us Venezuelans, we use our beauty,
nuestra
we
inteligencia,
use our intelligence,
nuestro corazón,
our hearts,
nuestra fe en Dios,
our faith in God,
y eso es lo que nos hace atrapar al público.
and that's what really we use to capture the public and their attention.
Thank you.
Miss Venezuela, one of the biggest environmental problems in Venezuela is pollution. The oil pollution in Lago de Macaco and the pollution in Lago de Valencia. When you go home to Venezuela, what will be the first advocacy or act you will do to address this kind of problem?
El más grande problema en Venezuela es la polución, especialmente de África. Cuando tú vuelvas a Venezuela, ¿qué va a ser la primera cosa que vas a hacer para combatir la polución en Venezuela?
Los venezolanos tenemos que aprender a explotar mejor nuestro petróleo.
We have here in Venezuela, we as Venezuelans have to learn how to combat this pollution problem, most importantly.
Pero también tenemos que explotar lo que tenemos, que no solamente es petróleo.
We have to explore something besides fuel, besides oil.
Tenemos mucho más que eso.
We have much more than oil in Venezuela.
Minerales,
We have minerals.
la caída de agua natural más grande del mundo,
We have some of the biggest natural rainfall,
ecoturismo.
ecotourism.
Si lo unimos, si unimos todos nuestros
Oh,
recursos,
if we all unite,
haremos de Venezuela, haremos que Venezuela
we'll make Venezuela
sea de los mejores países del mundo.
one of the best countries on earth.
Y para eso estamos trabajando.
And that's what we're working towards.
Para nadie es un secreto, no es un secreto,
It's not a secret
que pasamos por una situación difícil.
that we are battling a very difficult problem in Venezuela.
Pero los venezolanos tenemos fe en Dios
But us Venezuelans have a lot of faith in God
de que vamos a salir adelante.
that we're going to really triumph and pull forward ahead.
Thank you so much, Philippines. Thank you, Miss Venezuela. Finished? Oh, I need more time. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Miss USA. Whereabouts are you from in the United States?
I live in New York, the city that never sleeps. Yes.
Miss USA, well, there's no other time to ask a question. The government of the United States is leaving the Paris Agreement. And in New York, with the Hurricane Irene before, you experienced like devastation at that time. So, do you agree with your government that they are leaving the Paris Agreement for good?
Well, as someone who's so dedicated to creating an environment that that no longer needs protection, it honestly made me really disappointed and very sad. And honestly, we as the people have a lot of power as well. Sure, environmental policies are incredible, it's an amazing thing, but we the people hold a lot of power. And I've seen so many organizations in the United States, including my own state of New York, that have things to help our environment.
recently, actually, last month, they introduced a new program, and it's called the Organics Collection Program. And what that program does is it creates another bin. Of course, you have your plastics and you have your paper, so people can recycle. But this one allows you the opportunity to put your food waste and yard waste in there, and for renewable energy and for compost. So honestly, I really hope that the decision does not become final by 2020, but either way, we as a people hold so much power, and I know that we can still be progressive and fight back against climate change. Thank you.
Ms. Yonsei, which approach would you choose to achieve immediate environmental goals? To implement education about the environment in schools, or to implement environmental laws that have penalties?
Well, as of right now, there are environmental laws that have penalties. In the United States, we have the Clean Air Act and the Endangered Species Act. But I would have to go with education, because children are our future, and they do hold responsibility in this world on protecting our Mother Earth. And I think that if we really start teaching them at a really young age the importance that our environment holds, that they're really able to become more aware. I always say from knowledge comes caring, and from caring comes change. And I really would hope that school systems around the world start to really implement more educational programs in the schools. Thank you.
Ms. USA, can you tell me something about the migration of birds in the U.S.? Where do they go?
Where do they go? Well, depending on the season. Depending on the season and depending on what part of the states. Where in the United States we have amazing different species of birds, and I think it's incredible, and I think that it's important that we conserve the bird species that we already have so they don't become endangered.
Time's up.
Thank you so much.
One last question.
Okay.
Are you pro-Trump or anti-Trump?
Well, based on all the environmental, his environmental policy and his vision when it comes to that, it's something that I don't agree with. In that sense, I'm not for Trump. But thank you so much.
Right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss.
¿Cómo escribirle que un árbol es un ser vivo?
I would begin by telling the child that the tree is a living being.
Que siente, que ama, que merece ser respetado, que merece ser amado.
That has feelings, is a being to be loved, respected.
Que es algo tan maravilloso y que nos llena tanto de vida el planeta.
It's such a beautiful being that it fills life in all the planet.
Que las palabras nunca podrían significar o describir su verdadero significado.
There are no words that could really describe what a magnificent being a tree is for our planet.
Wonderful. Very nice.
Buenas tardes, Mr. Ecuador.
Muy buenas tardes.
Places that you've visited in the Philippines so far, which among them you find most fascinating?
De todas sus lugares que has tenido aquí en Filipinas, ¿cuál ciudad o cuál lugar es tu favorito y por qué?
Sin duda he visitado muchos lugares en Filipinas. Entre ellos visité el Resort Hanang, que es un lugar maravilloso.
Without doubt, I have definitely visited many places throughout Philippines. One that's really standing out to me is Hannah's Beach Resort.
Sin embargo, yo me quedo con las calles de Filipinas. ¿Saben por qué?
What I really am adoring is the streets of the Philippines, and do you know why?
Porque allí me encuentro el verdadero afecto de Filipinas, la gente, la calidad. En ningún otro sitio me he sentido tan como en casa, tan como en Ecuador, como lo he sentido en Filipinas.
The reason why I like the streets of the Philippines is it really reminds me of home in Ecuador. I get a real authentic feeling when I'm in the streets of the Philippines just because I'm able to interact with authentic people and an authentic experience.
Por eso, gracias Filipinas, porque se han convertido en mi segundo hogar. Me he sentido tan como en casa, a pesar de que he venido sola, pero me han hecho sentir su calidez, me han transmitido su amor, que siempre, les juro, que siempre los llevaré en el corazón.
this has become my second home. I will never forget my experience here in the Philippines, and I came here by myself, and I really have had some unforgettable memories, and this is just a place I will truly never forget.
Ms. Ecuador, can I ask you whether you know what this species is?
Puedo preguntar una pregunta. Este animal, te puedo preguntar qué clase de animal es.
And whether you've seen one maybe while in the
Y
Philippines.
lo has visto a este animal en el tu estado en las Filipinas.
En Filipinas, sinceramente, no lo he visto porque no he podido realizar esos paseos turísticos. Es, oh my god, sorry.
In your language.
Is
You know that here I have not had time to visit many tourist places. This animal seems like it would be in most tourist areas. I have not had a chance to see it.
Okay, you don't need to know the name. It's a whale shark, and it's connecting your country with this country. It's a migratory animal that spans the oceans, and it needs help. It needs a voice. Thank you.
Es un animal que tiene un hueso. Es que conecta a las Filipinas a Ecuador todo el año.
sorry. Un momento, eso justamente iba a decirlo, que no lo he visto en Filipinas. Sin embargo, en Ecuador sí. Se llaman las ballenas jorobadas.
I actually have seen this animal. It's a whale shark. I have not seen it in the Philippines, however, I have seen it in Ecuador.
Que más o menos en los meses de junio a octubre van a realizar su labor reproductiva en mi país y es un gran atractivo ecoturístico en mi país.
From June to October, they come and reproduce in my planet, and it's actually one of the most fascinating activities for tourists to come to my country for.
Es más, es una de las actividades que le ha permitido a mi país reconstruirse después del terremoto del año pasado.
After the heartbreaking earthquake in my country last year, this activity of coming to see the whale sharks in my country has been one of the best factors in rebuilding my country.
Thank you very much. 3 years ago, when we had a similar conference as we just had here in the Philippines, we were in Quito, in Ecuador, and I promised that everywhere we go with this convention on the migratory species, I will buy a hat. If I move on, it's a similar hat to the one I bought in Ecuador, and this is the Philippine version. So anyway, I just wanted to make that connection. It's an important connection. The whale shark as one flagship species that connects, countries and people all around the world. And thank you. You did see it. You did remember it. And by the time you leave the Philippines, you have to find the name of this species. I know it by now, but I'll leave that challenge.
Thank you, Ms. Ecuador.
Este animal, estoy muy feliz que sabes que va a ser animado en cada lugar que voy.
Thank you very much. Once again, thank you, Ms. Ecuador.
Climate change is happening all over the world, and for me basically is just to implement the 5 R's in all the different countries, and hopefully that will reduce climate change around the world. So that would be my message to everyone, is just to implement the 5 R's, and with little changes that we can make, hopefully in the future it will turn out to be a big change for us. Thank you.
The 5 what?
The 5 R's.
What are the 5 R's?
So reduce, refuse, recycle, rethink, and respect.
Which one is your favorite in terms of the one that you really believe in?
Well, for me, we actually only believed in 4 R's back in my country, and being here at Miss Earth, I have just read that there is another R, which is respect, and I think for me, respect is a big one, because if you cannot respect your environment, then we will not have what we have today. Thank you. Any more questions?
Yeah. I'm wondering, how many islands are there in the Cook Islands?
There's 15 islands in the Cook Islands, and they've been split up in the Southern Island and the Northern Island, but Cook Islands is basically the capital.
Mm-hmm. And like in the Philippines, do some of the islands submerge and disappear during high tide?
No, not at the moment. So that's a good sign that we still...
Okay.
no promises can be made for the future, so I think we need to start thinking about what we should be doing now to save our islands for the future.
Ms. Cook Islands, I'm sure you've had conversations about figuring out solutions for the environment with your fellow delegates. Is there any proposal or idea that one of them mentioned that you really liked and, can you share it with us today?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now I am obsessed with the bottle bricks. We're actually doing this project now, and each contestant has a bottle brick with them. And with that, I'm very honored to have known that it's very quite handy having it in your bag. For me, every little paper that I have, I know that I always have somewhere to put it in, and that's basically in these bottle bricks. And with that, I'm so happy to say that, they can turn out into little developments, or you could build gates or whatever with them. So that's something that I want to implement in my country and to the school kids.
Plastic bottle?
Yeah, plastic bottle bricks like what you have on your table there.
And then
you insert plastic in until it's really full, and with that you can create little developments like gates and infrastructures.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cook Islands.
Good evening, Ms. Tonga. What do you think is your best weapon in defending Mother Earth?
Thank you so much, Sandra, for the question. My best weapon to protect and watch over Mother Earth is I'm fearless, and I'm not afraid to be alone. And I feel like I can use my voice to inspire and motivate people and provide light where it is dark. Thank you.
What is your advocacy? Environmental advocacy?
My environmental advocacy is to bring awareness to the rising of sea levels and the importance of protecting and watch over our oceans, because my land, Tonga, is in the islands. Yes, it's becoming immersed underwater, so this is why it's important for me to be here and to bring more awareness, because our country is small, but I believe that if we work together, we are stronger.
This sounds like a global problem, actually, the rise of sea levels. Is there an immediate solution that you can recommend, perhaps, to this problem, or does it really require a global solution as well?
Definitely, I believe in simple changes, and if we were to just make changes with our actions daily, we can help to lower that. For example, carbon dioxide and consumption more of greenhouse gases. If we can less that and bring the degree Celsius to the 1.5 as the Paris Agreement has been working towards, it will help our planet so much.
Hello, yeah. Pardon my ignorance, but is Tonga a one island country, or are these like a series of islands?
Yes, there's a lot of series of islands, but the main island is Tongatapun, and there's different islands surrounding it.
Okay.
So it is south of Samoa, and it is near Hawaii and New Zealand.
Can you give us a sample of your Tongan dialect?
Okay, so hello would be Malalale, and then how are you would be Tetehake.
I like that. Tetehake. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you could come up with a slogan for Miss Earth, what slogan would that be?
It would be together we are stronger, because individually it's a lot of hard work, but I feel like if we come together, it's not just about Tonga, it's not just about one of the countries, but I feel like most importantly it's about all of us. Salamat po.
Thank you, Ms. Tonga.